And welcome back to the Bowl-O-Rama in Welland. Match number 1 we'll have from Toronto, Donna Halliday with a 258.2 average, taking on Sue Wanklin from Woodstock, Ontario, 243.5. And as you can see, Sue right now managed to get here really because she knocked off a couple of other people.
Well, certainly in the earlier 2 games, she got by Joyce James and Helen McCallum, and now comes up against Donna. A bit of a good and a bad story. Donna 150 pins better on over Sue for the weekend, but it's her first time on TV, so that'll maybe balance things out a little bit.
Well, Sue's been here many times previously. 1985 and 1980, she finished second in this tourney. 1981, she finished third. And at the very worst, she'll do third again this year.
That's right. And sitting at a bit of a threshold in her career, this win, if she gets it, would be her 5th in the Masters Tour. And there's only a dozen ladies before her have done that. And a lot of them have certainly tried.
That first pin, when you knock off that head pin, always a tough start.
Tough start, but you're bowling this one frame. The way the TV format is, you bowl, if you're finishing last, you bowl 1 frame first, and then your opponent will bowl 2 frames. So I've always thought you let this frame go out of the way, and then you get the 2 frames, you get a chance to roll here with some momentum.
So she counts 12 in that first, and here we have a look at Donna Halliday. Donna mentioned she was a little nervous before this one.
Well, it's the first time on TV, and the lights sometimes are a bit intimidating.
Started bowling 36 years ago. She doesn't look that old. There's a nice strike.
She was pretty young at the time.
Must have been.
But she's had a pretty exciting year, certainly a good finish to the year. She was on the Agent Court mixed team that played in the Carling O'Keefe Championships out in Winnipeg. And their team finished out of the money, but certainly a big opportunity to get there.
Donna now on lane 30. That one looks pretty good. And she's got 2 in a row.
Well, like I say, today she rolled 1270 for her 5 games as opposed to Sue with 1142. And that's a big spread over 5 games.
High score today for Donna was a 275. We should mention they bowl 5 games on the Saturday and then 5 on the Sunday.
And the lanes dried a little bit out overnight, but they were certainly very fast. And you're looking at 2 styles here. Sue, who bowls directly from the right-hand side of the lane. Donna, who rolls from the left. And certainly the left-hand side seemed to be a little more effective.
We noticed that 2 years ago, when Sue was the second highest qualifier here with a 27.45, she managed to score about 300 pins more than what she did here this week.
It was a struggle. The lanes were sanded a few weeks ago, and it certainly made them they've always been quick here, but that just made them just a touch quicker when they take off that little bit of lane surface. Put a little bit of oil on them, but it certainly makes them as quick as can be.
A lot of X's on those boards right now, as you can tell.
That's right. She's going to be, this is going to be pretty
always
rough count.
And always a tough spare to make as well, because you're looking at the split.
I think it's the same thing that happened last year, though, John. The scoring was a little bit tough during the qualifying round, but the bowlers that make it to TV, they're the ones with the ball that's working the best, and they've solved the lanes a little bit.
Oh, a tough one as it just wrapped around. You see that string wrapped around that left corner pin. Yes. Helps the count, though. Helps
the count. Brings her, pins this off. She'll be 76 through the 3rd. And just, like I say, she's...
Counts her 15.
Gets the cobwebs out a little bit. Just put another mark here on the board. And it would be surprising to see anybody throw 5 or 6 in a row here, so that you know you're going to get opportunities from your opponent. They're going to give you a chance to continually get back in the game.
Well, both bowlers now have 1 open frame and 2 strikes on the board, so it's very even thus far.
Playing from the left-hand side and brings it across.
Well, she had it turning around, but the phys ed teacher, who is a phys ed teacher at Spruce Court Public School in Toronto, just couldn't put that one down. Second time she's left that left, and there it goes.
Nice shot. But she's paid her dues in the game. We bowl together Thursday nights in Toronto during the winter, and we're going to do it again next year. It's on a draft system, and we picked Donna up again on our team, and she's a good steady bowler. But it's up to Sue now to put some numbers on the board here.
How many bowlers do you draft in that league?
We draft full teams of 6. The top 12 averages they become the team captains, and almost like the NHL, you know, we sit down and go through this big draft of all the teams going through the other 72 players. Here's Sue, wants to put a half on the board here.
And she does. Gets the spare. And that'll help a lot because that means she now has 3 marks in a row.
Well, if it keeps the game, the game's even. A pin difference, and it's the kind of thing staying away from the middle. Keeping it on the side here. Nice roll on the ball. And there it is.
Good strike for Sue Wanklin from Woodstock. Now Donna Halliday. Donna working on a spare right now, as she has 76 and the spare through 4.
Just wants to keep this on the side again. And does it nicely.
That first ball is so crucial.
Well,
it sets up the whole frame.
It sure does. And especially here, the spare shot was really tough if you're playing the 5-3-2, the head pin, you know, in the next 2 pins. But you're bowling to the left-hand side here. One of the advantages if you
I think you noticed a pin down in the gutter at the back there.
well, they set up sometimes, not quite on exactly on their spot, so the bowler's allowed to respot.
Well, that's really good bowling, and as you say, she's coming on that Brooklyn side, as they usually call it in 10-pin.
That's right, and you see, if she does drop her shoulder, it's going to cross over to the right-hand side, and boy, she's going to do it either way. And there's 18 inches between those pins, center to center, so you want to be sure they're on the spots.
Uh-oh.
And there's going to be a big opening right now for Donna, sitting on the bench here, can see a lead building up for her.
Well, she's working on a double while Sue here has the head pin to contend with.
Gets the counts, and 15 would be 147 through the 6th frame, but she's going to find herself at least 30 pins down, and just wants to come back with a mark, because as I said earlier, I think it's going to go both ways today, for the good and the bad breaks.
A couple of years ago, Sue actually thought of quitting the game. She just had changed her position in life and decided to stay home, and in fact now she's thinking about going back to work again. Her uncle's bought a center up in Norwich.
Oh, good. It's a long season, and things sometimes near the end of the year you get a little disappointed with the way things have gone. There she is. Right.
That's always nice to come back.
Sure. On our regular tour, we have about 75 ladies, and Sue finished 34th, so she was in the middle. And they say she's had 4 wins, so she's had some pretty, career excitement. And sometimes is the time to take stock, and bowlers certainly do it at the end of the season. There's where Donna drops that shoulder a bit, but the ball ran out on her on the right side. And,
ran across too much that time.
That's right. So now this shot becomes very critical to bring it back online, get the spare, and maintain some advantage.
This is a big shot right here.
And she's wide open.
So that really means that the match is very close again.
Back to even. And I think this is going to be the tone of the day. I don't think the scoring was just this tough that it's going to be back and forth.
Donna leads by 19, but that lead will disappear because you got to remember that Sue Wanklin is working on a spare.
Yeah, 177 through the 7th. Sue with 145. Now Donna's got to put a mark on the board here. She certainly wouldn't want to have 2 opens in a row, because then Sue can come up and it's running out again. Oh,
right.
Kept it in there.
Just kicked out that corner pin.
That's right. Well, that's the shot she had to have. Now it's back to Sue, who's working on a strike. 2 strikes obviously was exactly what she's looking for, but I think she'd be happy with a couple of marks here.
Well, a strike here would go a long way to giving her a good count. And she's got it.
That's right. Blows them away.
That could be the big hit of the game when you look back on it.
Certainly this shot will be a big one right here, because there's a big opportunity for a count. She wants to be on the side, and she is.
Got it.
Yep.
3 in a row as Sue Wanklin begins to assert herself.
That's right. She's up 13 pins. She's got the extra strike going. It's
Donna has to strike here.
going pretty well. It's certainly 2 marks. So she's going to finish the game. You see, that's what you got to look at here. And Sue can go all the way to 325. So it's
Got it. Yes. It hesitated, but it did come down.
That's right. The one thing about it, Sue can't shut her out. Sue's going to, Donna can't shut her out. Donna's going to go to 312, so she's still, say there's going to be this 13-pin difference now. The game is dead even, and corner pin spare here, strike would be 280, and it's a question of Sue matching her. She's there.
Oh, that was a tough break. Is it going to go? Oh.
No.
Had the pins been there for another half a second, who knows? See, I think that the machine probably thought that they all went down.
Yeah, exactly. The left corner pin will have to be reset on lane 30.
And that'll cause a slight delay here, as Donna Halliday will wait for the pins to be reset.
Okay, here's Donna coming up now to shoot the right corner. A very difficult, very tough break for her. The corner pin sat there for a long time, and the action of the machine pulled it down, but it's got to be ruled a standing corner here. She'll need this spare.
Oh, it fell off. And that delay sometimes, you know, that can really cause problems.
Sure it does. Sure it does. And it's one of the unfortunate
breaks of the
perils of sport. So she's going to finish here 263. An excellent game. Leaving it up to Sue now. A head pin pinned them all off. It's 265. And certainly that's the kind of shot, even that shot, if she pins them off, she'll still be a winner. So it's
in the bag pretty well for Sue.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
boy, she's methodically might go about it here. She needs to hit all these pins down with the next two shots, and she's a winner. So she wants to be sure she's on the head pin.
Well, she has the same situation. The pin just stands there. She's got to get this.
Hits the win. Doesn't get it. Oh no, she's got the count. She's got the count. I'm sorry. On the with getting the head pin and the 3-pin. I'm sorry. She's got the count. She's going to shoot 266 minimum, 268 with a winner. Sorry, with the double strike, there's the extra count.
Falls off, but she still takes the victory.
263, and Sue Wanklin is one step closer to that win number 5.
She wins it by 3 points. As you look at the match, a very tight one, as both bowlers ran into some difficulties in frame number 10, but Sue Wanklin takes the victory, and as a result, she will move into the championship game, which we'll have coming up for you. She'll take on Connie Dreher. We come back right after this.